Yeah, I told you we were engineering some crazy crap for the back of this tailgate, and after about 3-4 hours of screwing around with tag board and tape and all of that, we finally came up with something that looks freaking cool. And I'll tell you what, it was a fight trying to figure out how to go from this weird tubed freaking box sides into some sort of spoiler that wasn't going to make this box look like a bathtub. And I think we nailed it. The customer loves the design on it. Once we start putting it together, we'll get a little closer in and show you how it's going to close and join and the cool little tricks we're going to do. I am going to start taking some measurements of this thing. I have an entire brand new sheet of 18 gauge, and we're going to make this thing a real part. Piece number 1 is now clamped on the truck, measured. We got it exactly where we want it. So I'm going to get the little spot welder out and get this spot welded into place. I started the little curl here on the edge where that's going to come around the corner, and then we'll start filling in all of these pieces shortly. I do have the second piece, the exterior piece, and we do not have a roller, a slip roller big enough to do a piece this long. So I actually put it in the brake and went every 1/2 inch and then every 1/4 inch and did a slight little bend in it till I got the curve I wanted. And then I took it over here and ran it through the English wheel a little bit to smooth it out a hair. But it fits perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead, get that piece spot welded in place, and then I will come around and get this piece spot welded on the back side, and then we'll start welding everything together and filling in those corners. Wow, so this came out way better than I had imagined. All of the exterior metal work is done on this thing. It's perfectly even. Does not look like a bathtub. And it doesn't just look good from this angle. Looks pretty badass from here too. I am just starting to get the closing mechanism done. I got my gaps done. Everything around there, it's pretty well gapped around, so we've got room for paint and everything there. Same thing on this side. Nice little gap all the way around. So like I said, the exterior part is done. Now I gotta take the tailgate off and finish filling in these spots on both sides. Tailgate is now together. I've got all of the corners welded up, smoothed up really nice. Everything is square and exactly how I want it to be. The exterior looks gorgeous. The fin has the perfect angle on it and is even and straight all the way across the back of the bed. So now we get to get the handle put in, and I just did some shopping and found something that I thought that was going to work with very minimal modification. We are going to be covering the back of this Ford tailgate with a different bead rolled piece, just because where the floor comes across, when you look at these lines right here, will cut the Ford logo right in half and look horrible when you look at the truck from the inside of the bed out. So we're going to make a new panel for the back of that covers all of that up, but gives the illusion that there's still a full size tailgate from the back side when you look at it there. But I'm also going to have to make a little access panel, which is what I've got drawn out here, that will go over this center section here and will actually house the door handle, the rods, the mechanics, all of that, and then just screw and blend in to the back of the panel. So that is my plan right now. I'm still waiting on a few parts, the rods and the pieces that are gonna go in here and actually poke out of the tailgate and go into a hole somewhere right around here. So I finally have the handle together and it's attached. It's just kind of sitting up here. It's not put in yet, but I do have it set up so it's bolted in the back. This just has a film over it, so this will be a nice chrome piece attached. And then you can see where it screws into the hole here. So these little yellow tabs, they get some 1/4 inch rod put in them. And that rod will extend through this open pocket out this hole. So that is what I made this spacer for, so that we don't just have a rod flopping out of here. This will get welded in and it'll be nice and tight. So you don't want to use the rods that I made for it with the holes in it. So we're going to use this. I already got the hole done. Nice and tight, apparently. Might have to open it up. Oh, there it goes. So now I'm going to feed that in, get a tack on this with the welder, make my rod straight, pull it out, weld this up, and then just re-drill the end of it, and we should be able to start cutting the rods for this thing and making it actually work. Whew. Pretty good. Got a round file. I'll run through there just to see if I got any burrs on it. And we can start running the rods, get this together, get it back on the truck, and mark my holes for where these are going to poke through into the bed sides, and it should be a tailgate. There's a few little finishing touches left to do on this thing. I want to put one more strip of metal along the side here to make a C-channel to close this up, and then we could get some kind of gasket or something in there to seal it so it doesn't do any rattling when it's going down the road. And then there's also a couple of straps that I want to put on it, you know, that hold it up when it comes down. But the cool part is the latch works. It is a center handle. It'll pull, opens right up. We'll get those little straps in to hold it up. You can now open your step side 48 Ford with one hand. Look at that. That's exciting.